Thank you for joining me today. I'm glad that I am on your mobile device or in your home or whatever it is. I get to follow you wherever you go. Good news for the Longsign household. We were able to get a new toaster and we were able to test it out, but we found out it's not waterproof. I was shocked. We're going to be in Matthew chapter 5, verse 9, and while we get there, I just wanted to have my mug displayed. It's going to kind of sneak up on you, and there it is. It's a shark. We went to the Sea Life Aquarium in the Mall of America several years ago over in Minnesota. Pray for those pastors there. They still have some government safer at home measures in place. Just pray for wisdom there. Also just pray because they live in Minnesota. Clearly not as good as Wisconsin. But we are in Matthew 5:9, and the verse is, let me read it aloud. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. And that verse, there's a couple components to it. First of all, the blessed be. We've talked about it over and over in these videos, but I just want to rehash it. And the idea of blessed means to be happy. That's what they call it, a beatitude, which is from the Latin word beatus, which means state of utmost bliss. And for the Christian, when they follow these guidelines, we find out that we're happier people. Now, the verse I just read is actually for those who've already trusted in Jesus Christ as their Savior. And so the ability to be a peacemaker is primarily done because you have the peace of Jesus Christ in you, the peace that passes all understanding. So what does peacemaker mean? It means one who makes peace, one who shows somebody how to have peace. And so there's a couple components there. First of all, we tell people about the peace that comes by having a relationship with Jesus Christ. That's first. Second part of that is, when available, when the option presents itself, we attempt to make sure that we can have peaceable solutions, as long as it doesn't override our convictions. So Christians, best they can, will do that. It reminds me of Romans 12:18. Let me read that aloud. Romans 12:18 says, if it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. That word peaceably and peacemaker are actually the same Greek word. And so we get to see that plays out. We are supposed to live with others peaceably, best we can. Once again, the only thing that overrides that is our obedience to God. So what does that mean? How does that play out? It says, blessed be that peacemaker, and you shall be called the children of God. Like we mentioned before, salvation's of the Lord. It's not man's work. It's God's work in us. So this doesn't say that you'll become the children of God. It says that you shall be called the children of God. And that means that you're going to be living a life that looks like Jesus Christ. It's going to look like a life that replicates that of a good Christian, as it were. And so you're going to look like one. It's a little bit like saying if you're 4'5", no one's going to accuse you of being an NBA basketball player. You need to be taller, 6'6", 7 foot. And then if you're in athletic shape and all that, someone go, do you play basketball? Well, same thing with a Christian. If you're a peacemaker, you're sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ. And then on top of that, in situations that could be a little hairy or volatile, you strive to make peace. People are going to say, wow, that looks like a Christian. So happy is that person that resembles the Savior. And so if you want to have a happy life, be a peacemaker, because you're going to be called a child of God. And I hope that when people look at my life, they say, well, clearly he's a Christian. Clearly he's somebody that follows after Jesus Christ. Those are things that we should be striving to do in our own lives. And then the other good news is I ordered a book on clocks from Amazon. You know, I'm a big shopper at Amazon, and man, I was like, it's running a little bit behind and all that. And so I got this clock, though, the book on clocks. Finally arrived. It's about time. Thank you for joining us. By the way, Saturday morning right now, tomorrow Sunday, I'm going to put up a little schedule right here. And we're going to talk about what we have for church in the next couple days. Thank you for joining us today. Look at that. turned off. Oh well, thank you for joining us. Bye.